Welcome back to Critical Moment. Kun Andrews expressed that he loved it here in Thailand. 62 days in Thailand. It was the happiest moment of his life. However, the first few days in London, he got robbed. Well, what a story.
Yes, we have to thank that thief in London for making me decide I'd come back.
That changed your decision.
Yes, yeah.
And then you came back to work.
I did. I came back. I knew I had to learn the language. So I did that for a while, and I got a job at the Nation newspaper.
So when you came back, you looked for the job. You were a very responsible young man.
No, I wasn't. I was terribly irresponsible. But you know, I had to live, and I didn't want to spend my money. So I got a job. But I also did some work with conversation. There was a school in Lad Prao that was teaching conversation. And I can't remember how I got the job, but I did. And I used to help them with pronunciation and speaking. And I loved it and really enjoyed it and got a glimpse firsthand of the problems that the Thais were having with the language. And then got a job at the Nation, and they were starting up this magazine for students of English called Nation Junior. So I did that. I made this kind of groovy for the time magazine that was full of interviews with Thai pop stars, Thai movie stars, all in English.
And you were exposed to all these popular people.
Yes, I mean, I knew Christina back 20 years ago, Touch, all these people who were like big 20 years ago. I used to interview them and we'd see them all the time, and Mani Nutna from back then. Yes, we knew each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun getting to because I had to know it for the work I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was the biggest Thai teenager at the age of whatever I was 20 years ago.
Something ago.
Something or other 20 years
Well,
ago.
let me ask you this. The first few years that you spent in Thailand working, and of course you were playing as well, what made you stay here over and over again? Have you ever gone back home and having to live there?
No, I think that my life is a series of, is a progression of new things that happened. After I was here for nearly 2 years, the opportunity came to start the magazine. Now, you know, I was a journalist. Of course I want to start up a new magazine. Why would I be crazy enough to go? So I thought, all right, I'll stay for another year or so and get it going. And I got it going. It was very successful, so why would I leave? And then I had the opportunity to do a radio show. It was the first talkback radio show in English.
How did it work? Talkback, the radio talkback. So
well, it was
people phone in.
Yes, it was the era. I did it with Sutichai Yun.
Yes.
It was Sutichai and myself. It was the era when mobile phones first started in Thailand.
The huge ones.
Yes, and people would drive home in the traffic and call and talk in English. And we used to have people, we'd set up a topic every afternoon at drive time at about 5 o'clock or so. It's 5 to 6 or 7, and we would talk. And it was fun for a long time, so that kept me here. And then one day the Nation got a contract to supply TV shows for microbuses. Do you remember the microbuses from the 90s? They were the air-conditioned buses that were nicer.
The first air-conditioned buses in Thailand.
Yeah, and they had a video there, and they wanted content, and they said, "Can you do something teaching English?" And they just turned to me. I was in the room at the time, and they said, "Can you teach some English using Thai?" And I said, "This face is a perfect face for radio, not for TV, but I'll do it." And so I sat at a desk, and I think perhaps because my background wasn't academic, it was more journalistic.
Yes.
I started teaching topics that perhaps they didn't find in the textbooks, like, you know,
something that is close to them.
How to chat up a Falang in English, and how to tell a Falang to go away, and
something every day that they can have fun with, something that they can relate to.
Right.
Not this is a book.
Yeah,
the book is under the table.
Exactly.
Right, right. So basically, it was opportunity one after another.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my feeling about everything I do is if an opportunity comes, just do it. If it works or if it doesn't, that to me isn't as important as at least doing it and not having the regret that oh, maybe I should have done that TV show 15 years ago like that. Just do it, and if it works or if it doesn't, then okay.
Come on, there must be something that you haven't done.
There's a lot of things I haven't done.
For example?
Nah.
And you think
I
you
haven't
think
put
you
out
should
an
have
album yet.
You mean the your own personal music album?
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Do you play music?
I play the piano,
Okay.
but I've never done that publicly, and probably will never.
Now we know he's a pianist.
But no, I've done. I mean, my experience in Thailand has been nothing but great. Everything. I'm even the bad times are a great experience for me.
You've been through a lot of hiccups with the Thai people.
I have.
Political turmoil.
Oh, I thought you meant from what I...
etc.
I thought you meant from what I would say, because I used to write a weekly column in Thailand. I used to get into all sorts of trouble with that.
What was the column called?
In the 90s, เมืองไทยในสายตาผม
Yes.
And I used to write from a perspective of a Westerner when those hiccups happened in Thailand. And that got me a lot of friends and a lot of enemies as well.
Friend and foes happen when you write, because you cannot deny it. It's in your column.
No, that's right. Well, again, it was just my opinion, and I'm very happy if people have an opposing opinion. But we were, I don't know whether you remember, do you remember when the Longman Dictionary came out with a definition of Thailand, Bangkok?
The city of Angel?
It said it was a city famous for beautiful temples and prostitutes. And the Thais got very upset, understandably, about it, and were burning the books, burning Longman dictionaries, and they were going to ban it. And Nation Sut Sapda, the magazine, asked me to write a column about it, and I wrote a very honest column saying, look, as a Westerner coming to Bangkok, if you walk down Silom, every third guy is going to stop you saying, do you want a girl? Do you want a boy like this? It makes you think, well, why are there so many people doing that here? And I wrote that from that point of view.
Were you saying that Longman Dictionary was too generalized?
Longman Dictionary was wrong in giving that definition. However, a lot of people believe that because of what was being offered to tourists, particularly at that time. I mean, really, there was more than anywhere else. I mean, I don't walk down Sydney and have guys saying, do you want a massage? Do you want to go here? Yeah. And suddenly here I am in this city. Well, of course we think that.
And I bet you at Sydney still there are prostitutes.
Oh,
there
and
are prostitutes
a lot.
Everywhere, come on.
A lot. But I think the point that I was making was that, it's a problem that you need to address. But it's terribly wrong that Longman would say that, would generalise like that. But at the same time, fix up the problem.
That was the chance that you basically had the Thai people turn to you and like you.
Yes, I think some people turned on me as well. I think some people weren't happy that I was being honest about it. But back then, I think I've always called a spade when I write. I'm very brutally direct, which is one thing that the Thai culture still hasn't bashed out of me. And I think a lot of Thais sort of went, okay, he's being honest, but he obviously loves the country, which I do. It's just that when you love somebody, you have the good and the bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And what else happened? What else happened? After all those years you spent with the nations, you are sort of away from nations now. You are the TV personality, a very popular one indeed, and wrote many books, have your own school. You're doing many things at the same time. I think multitasking can be given to you right now for doing what you're doing.
Yes, I think the most important thing for me is a schedule, or a schedule, depending on how you want to say it. But it's true. For me, it's always about time. It never was before, but it's about strictly working to a schedule and having to say no as well. I have trouble saying no.
You are a very nice person.
Well, my mother gets angry at me for always saying yes. She says it's not necessarily a good thing, but because it can weigh you down and make you very tired.
So after about 20-something years, what does your mother think of you living here?
She's thrilled. She comes out year and a half to stay with me and visit my father as well.
Great.
All my family. They love having a member of the family in Bangkok because they get to stay here for free. All my friends I haven't seen in ages come over. No, I'm kidding.
You're just very lovable, that's all.
Not every day, Kun Kritika, but some days I am.
Someday. Okay. Well, let's talk about the opportunities that you will see and you haven't grabbed.
There is a huge opportunity at the moment in Thailand with learning English.
And is that why you have this school?
No, I've had this school for 6 years. I started this school because I put my money where my mouth was, because I kept saying to everybody, I kept saying to Thais, you know, open your mouth and speak. Don't just learn your grammar rules, you know, off by heart and vomit them up on your test paper. Use the language, speak every day. And
is it still true at these days that the Thai people are good with grammar, but not so much?
Yes, they're better than we
vocal?
are at grammar. Thais are better at English grammar than Westerners are. You know, go to Wat Prakao, go to Sanam Luang, Khao San Road, and stop 10 foreigners, Westerners, native English speakers, and say to them, what is the present perfect tense? Kun Kritika, I believe this guy might be able to answer.
Yes.
Maybe.
Present
But
perfect
these
tense.
9, no way in the world. Now, if I go there and stop 10 Thais, young-ish Thais, and say, what is the present perfect tense? From 10 Thais, I reckon about 8 will say to me, have plus V3. Use it for something you did in the past that is still important to now or is going on now.
Wow, you see, Thai people are excellent with grammar. When we come back, let's talk more with Kun Andrew.